won't be the exterior of the paint. And second of all, you're not really likely to cut something because you're running the tip of your blade in the gap. Now I just run it in here and let the blade do all the work. You're just guiding it, and I'm not pushing very hard at all. It's very gentle. So make sure you have a fresh blade when you do that, because the sharper it is, the easier it'll be to do that. Okay, let's do some of the door here. I'm not going to go in that far. We're not doing the door jambs on this car, so we're just going to go in as we would on most vehicles, enough to make sure that nothing is visible from the exterior. I'm going to put a cut right there because we need to overlap the film. You cannot make this as nice on the inside without that little cut, just because it's chrome. Anything else, it's fine. Okay. I'm going to trim off the excess. I'm not cutting into the paint. Look where the blade is. I'm running it down the edge. There won't be a single scratch on this paint. Finish off this top piece right here. Bit of stretch on the film, but again, nothing excessive, just enough to conform the film. Again, I'm going to cut this the same way. Post heat this area because there was more stretch. If you're doing this for a customer, I mean, I would never recommend doing the door jambs in this film. You can do them in gloss black, it'd be way easier. Plus, black doesn't look like anything on the inside. You will never notice this when you open the door. Neither will anyone else. So. Just my recommendation. I think I've seen a couple of door jambs done in chrome. You're gonna have to do it in several pieces, but we'll leave that for another day when somebody finally comes around and won't take no for an answer, or they want it for sure. So, anyways, I'm going to work around. I'll finish all this off first. Again, trim off some more excess here. Like that. Go up into the fender well area a little bit. You take that back of your blade, run it along the edge. You don't have to go 3 inches up inside there. Probably won't even allow you to, because you're going to run out of fender. Going to trim off the rest of this. Again, you saw how I just kind of glide my blade along the edge, and I've been using this blade for a while now. Haven't snapped off a fresh tip just yet. I don't go through them as quickly as you may at the beginning. As you learn to cut a little more gently, the damage that you cause to the blades will be very minimal, so they'll last you quite a bit longer. So, again, I'm just in the recessed area here. Before I do all that back there, I'm sure you want to see here. So I need one more tool. This is one of my favorite tools. It's just a triangle, tinting triangle, whatever you want to call it. It's pretty much what it is. You can order them on eBay and Amazon and stuff like that. I'm going to trim off and leave about 1/8 of film from the edge of this trim. I've gone in underneath the trim already and cleaned everything up with isopropyl alcohol and a fresh rag. So I use my squeegee and around the rag to get underneath. And you'll see why having that triangle is such a key component when it comes to doing tucking around the window trim. And you'll see why it's one of my favorite tools. There are toolkits you can get from Avery now. They have tucking tools and all kinds of fun stuff. I just keep it basic. Try to learn from me and not be such a slob. I like to throw my film everywhere all the time. So we can lift this up a little bit with our fingers. We can get underneath, and as long as we don't go too deep with the triangle, this will just lift very easily. I hope you can see that. We're gonna have to be careful once we get up around this area, because we can damage this side of the film. Part that's already down on the car if we're not careful with this plastic edge on the triangle. I'm going to bring the camera closer so you can see all this stuff. Sorry, I'm just trying to straighten it out. I'm using the most ghetto setup you've ever seen. All right, anyways, here we go. So I'm pulling up with this triangle piece to make sure that, for one, we're not going to slip out this way and scratch the film. For two, we're also not putting pressure this way, so we scratch the film here. So if I slip out, hopefully it'll come this way, and I'm just going to take my time and work it very slowly. As we come up around the edge, there's going to be less and less triangle, part of the piece of the triangle in and under the trim. But pretty much blue squeegee and triangle piece nearly at the same time. And we're around that corner now. So, still have to be careful. But I'm gonna get more of the triangle in. I can actually use, this is a better tucking tool for super fine areas, which is this top section. So this top section of the window is a lot tighter than the bottom. The bottom I can lift up with my fingers. The top is just doesn't want to go anywhere. So and we're tucking in because this is a cleaner, more durable way to install vinyl. It also ensures that you have full coverage. When it comes time to remove it, you will be able to pull it out of here, so don't worry about that. You have to be careful also when you're sliding this triangle down like that. You're not bunching up this trim piece. I've seen so many butchered trim pieces, and I don't think it's going to be that easy to replace, so you don't want to damage it. It takes a bit of muscle to get this in there. It's like this on a lot of cars. Voila. That is super clean. We didn't cut anything. We didn't damage anything. There's no marks on the chrome anywhere. There's a bit of tape still stuck there, residue. But yeah, it's mint, and this is exactly how you want it. Gotta do this piece up here still, up until the rear window trim. There's a rear window trim, and we're gonna cut this film off right at that point. So again, up and off the car. We're gonna tuck this in a little bit more, because when we put this trim piece back on, it's going to be covered, so we only need to go down 1/8 to 1/4 of an inch. Just make sure you're paying attention that you're going down far enough. And so, again, I will not be cutting on the paint, I will be cutting in the gap, holding the vinyl up, creating tension, which makes it even easier to cut. Finish this off with a bit of heat. Wonderful. I'm going to move this back again now. So we can see what's going on for this taillight area. So I've masked off the rear window. I'm actually going to finish this off first before I close the trunk. Makes sense, right? Because if I close the trunk, it's going to ruin this. So we can't do corners the same way, and I've mentioned this before when it comes to chrome. This bottom corner will be totally fine, but there's this one up here, and I'm actually going to move the camera to an even better position. Yeah, I'm rolling my camera around on a jack. All right, I'm gonna move that light, guys. Don't worry. Okay, so can we see that right here is the bend, and we need to make this as nice as possible somehow. Now, we can't take this film and just stretch it over, and I've already taken the film and stretched it this way, and it doesn't really want to go any more than that, because if I do go more than that, it's gonna, if I go extreme and I pre-stretch and then shrink back around this edge, you just can't do it. This is chrome, this is not regular film. If it was regular film, I would have taken it, I would have stretched it all the way around, and I would have laid it down, and then I would have heated it to shrink it back around this corner, and then I would have trimmed everything away, and it would have been mint. Now, it's not going to be as nice as regular film, but it will still be nice. So I'm just going to heat the film from a distance. A little more than usual. Just, I need to get it down enough so that I can actually score the film, or cut it, sorry, splice it, and then we can do a bit of a fold. So, trim off the excess. Again, I'm doing this, trimming it off in the recessed area and holding the film up. Let's get rid of that. Heat the rest of it down. Take my thumb and I kind of push it. Tried a lot of techniques to get these corners on the back here a little bit nicer. I just can't seem to do anything different. So, I mean, as long as the color's not showing, it's not terrible. But in the end, I'm not terribly happy with it. But once the trunk is closed, it won't be very visible. So the bottom one will be super nice. Pulling up on the vinyl as I'm cutting it. Post heat again. All right. And it's pretty good. All right. I'm going to move the camera again. All right, I'm finish off the tail light. I'm going to leave a slight bit on the underside. You can use knifeless here if you want to, but I always just run my blade across and not point it directly at the paint. Finish this off with some heat. last but not least, the rear window area. Okay. Mask the window. Like a cut, just like this, without damaging anything at all. I'm going to push the film down to the edge of the window trim a bit more off. And then tuck it all in. Again, my trusty tinting triangle will help me get under this trim piece a lot easier. Being careful not to damage it. When you're pushing your tucking tool through, just be gentle. You're going to find a sweet spot where it just kind of wants to slide really easily, or easier. If you're forcing it too hard, you run the risk of damaging the trim or the film. Anyways, that part's done. Super easy. I'm going to walk you around it right now. That way everyone can see exactly how this came out. Okay. Go around the window. Get into the door. All around the bottom where the rear quarter panel meets the bumper. There as well. Okay, and then we have a nice straight line under there. Not that that really matters all that much because it's not going to be seen. All the way down the front window, or sorry, all the way down the pillar to the front fender. Getting there. And underneath there as well, that corner, everything's round. Once we put this car back together, it will be, everything will be covered and looking great. So, kind of just give you an idea of what's going on here. Yeah, we got the door and the mirror, door handle, door, and side skirt to do still. And then after that, we're done. So, thanks for watching this video. I know it was a bit long, but hopefully that gave you a good breakdown of